I hid my $500 million fortune to find love, and when my fiancé found out the truth, his reaction absolutely broke me. But not in the way you'd think. Let me take you back to where this all started. My name is Catherine Ashford, and I'm the sole heir to the Ashford media empire. My grandfather built it from nothing, my father expanded it globally, and when he passed away 3 years ago, everything came to me. $520 million in assets. A portfolio of companies. Real estate across 4 continents. The kind of wealth that sounds like a fantasy to most people. It was my nightmare. By the time I turned 27, I'd been proposed to 11 times. 11. And every single one of those men had dollar signs in their eyes before they ever learned my favorite color or what made me laugh. There was Brandon, the investment banker who'd Googled my net worth before our first date and spent the entire evening talking about our future portfolio diversification. There was Alexander, the French entrepreneur who pitched me his startup idea during what I thought was a romantic weekend in Paris. And there was Marcus, who literally had his lawyer draft a prenup before he proposed, outlining exactly what percentage of my wealth he'd receive after 5 years of marriage. I couldn't do it anymore. I sat in my penthouse apartment overlooking Central Park one Tuesday evening, drinking wine that cost more than most people's monthly rent, and I realized something that made me want to cry. I had never, not once in my adult life, been loved for who I actually was. Every relationship was transactional. Every conversation calculated. Every compliment felt like an investment strategy. That night, I made a decision that my lawyers and my board of directors and my late father's best friend who managed my trust would have called insane. I was going to disappear. Not literally, of course, but I was going to become someone else. Someone normal. Someone who didn't have a last name that appeared in Forbes and the Wall Street Journal. I rented a 1-bedroom apartment in Astoria, Queens. 750 square feet with a kitchen the size of a closet and a view of the building next door. It cost $1,800 a month, and signing that lease felt more liberating than buying my vacation home in Cabo. I got a job as a project coordinator at a mid-sized marketing firm. The pay was $48,000 a year. My daily coffee budget in my old life was more than my weekly salary now. I bought clothes from Target and H&M. I learned to take the subway. I discovered that grocery shopping with a budget required actual planning and not just pointing at things and having them delivered. And you know what? I loved it. For the first time since my father died, maybe for the first time in my entire adult life, I felt like I could breathe. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody wanted anything from me except my share of the office coffee fund and help with their PowerPoint presentations. I became Catherine Morrison. Katie to my friends. Just another 20-something trying to make it in New York. That's when I met Daniel. It was a Tuesday morning at the coffee shop 2 blocks from my apartment. I was running late for work, juggling my bag and my phone and trying to order my coffee, when I crashed directly into someone carrying what appeared to be 3 large portfolios. Papers exploded everywhere. My coffee cup went flying. His portfolios hit the ground and slid in 3 different directions. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," I stammered, dropping to my knees to help gather the scattered papers. "No, that was completely my fault," he said, kneeling beside me. I was trying to carry too much and wasn't watching where I was going. I looked up and that's when I really saw him for the first time. He had kind eyes. That was my first thought. Brown eyes that crinkled at the corners when he smiled apologetically. Dark hair that was slightly too long and falling into his face. He was wearing jeans and a button-down with paint stains on the cuffs.